G'day mate and welcome back to Capital Industry with me, Jitty. In our last episode, we put together vehicle parts so we can start making trains. But that means today I need to actually get some trains up and running, at least that's the grand plan. But before I do that, I need to hook up some tracks. Obviously, we still need to get tracks down to the main base area, and also on top of that, we need to talk about train design. I need to talk about what size trains I want to use, or why I want to use such trains, and I also need to plan out those stations for such trains. So that's going to be the main topic of today's episode, but before we get to that, I need to ask you that very important question. Of course, the important question being, can I borrow a like? I just like to borrow a like. I like to borrow a like on the video. Not happy with the video, didn't enjoy the video. Well, there's no way in hell you're going to be designing any train stations with me. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to try pop straight over to the train depot. We're going to start right here. I want to talk about train design. So first thing we're going to need to cover is what sort of trains I want to have shipping around the island. And I really want to make sure that I'm going to be shipping, well, mainly loose goods to start with. I want to be shipping around, probably a whole lot of ores and a whole lot of hopper wagons, and therefore I need to decide how long I want my trains to be, and what I want their composition to be. Sure, we could have, a double-headed train. You could have a classic JD double-header, because everybody enjoys a bit of double-heading. And I could have a train like this, with a locomotive at either end. They could go forward, backward. But I've built my tracks with I've built all my tracks as a single directional track, so I, in theory, can use single directional trains. So that's probably where I want to start. All right, first off, I want to ship around about 1,000 materials at a time. So that is eight wagons. And when you say, JD, that's not 1,000 items, I disagree strongly. I disagree very, very strongly. In fact, if I go to and I drop 1 point off that, 1 point off that, and I put 2 points in there, and then I go back to and I say new train, and well, I have to clear this train out first, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is 1,000 materials. So I want to make sure I make my trains at least 8 wagons long. That's going to be very, very important because a large bucket happens to hold 5,000 units worth of loose materials. Therefore, if I get 5 trains, that is the equivalent of a very large bucket that I can transport on a single train. On top of that, I need to decide what sort of locomotives we're going to be having. Now, obviously, I could choose steam. Let's start with steam. Can I get 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, steam means I have a max speed of 65. It's never going to go any faster than that. It does mean after 200 tiles, I'm getting close to that max speed because the steam locomotives actually have a significant amount of power behind them. They're really made all about the power and not so much about the top speed. You can see at 12% grade, we're going to do, 13 kilometers per hour after 116 seconds. If I was to swap out my steam locomotive for a diesel locomotive instead, then the speed sucks. It absolutely sucks. Yeah, and it's going to take forever to get anywhere. I'd have to put in 2 locomotives. Sure, I do get an increased max speed of 80 kilometers per hour rather than 65, and my speed is going to be pretty bad if I'm going uphill, but that is assuming I'm starting with a fully loaded train, starting at a speed of 0 and it's just going uphill non-stop for 96 seconds. Yep, I have no idea how much of an incline that, or how far that incline is, but it's going to be an awful lot. So this is what I want to set up for my trains. I want to have 2 locomotives, plus I want to have 8 wagons, and this is going to be 50 tiles long. But in the future, at some stage, I'm going to swap my trains over to have hydrogen locomotives. Why hydrogen? Well, it means they don't have any air pollution. Also, if we just remove this outright, you are 6 maintenance, whereas you are 5 maintenance. So it's technically a little bit less maintenance. Also, technically a little bit higher max speed of 90 kilometers per hour. But that comes with a catch. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to ask Editor JD to just take that image, hold that image right there, and then have a new image over here so I can compare the left to the right. And now I actually have the image myself, and I'm going to have 3 hydrogen locomotives. Now, 3 hydrogen locomotives does mean I'm going to be using more fuel. I'm also going to be using more maintenance overall, and I have more workers overall, but it also means no pollution. But as we can see from the different stats, I have a max speed of 90 compared to 33 max speed of 90, and I will get there in 33.2 seconds at 63 kilometers per hour, which is slightly faster than their diesel counterparts. Also, the 12% grade, we're going to be doing 16 kilometers per hour, which is slightly faster than the diesel counterpart at 15 kilometers per hour. Also around about the same speed. Like, this is going to get there a little bit faster. 25% grade, again, a little bit faster. And, well, backwards we don't care because I'm not going to be having these trains running backwards at all. So my plan is eventually I want to have the option to swap across two hydrogen locomotives, which need 55 tiles. So I need to plan out all my trains to have a total max length of 55. And I need to plan them out to also have, to also start off at a 50 tile length. Okay. Next thing I want to do is I want to have, only because I have to. Yep, the game doesn't let me just build wagons yet. Okay, can I have a single diesel locomotive? And can I have, well, how long can I make this train? $130 tiles. Cool. Can I build a single train? $130 tiles. Why do I want to do this? Because it means it starts producing all the train parts. It's going to start getting the steel in here. That's 1,500 units of steel, which is going to be an awful lot to put in this little box. Also an awful lot of vehicle parts. And the diesel I'm not going to get back. That's fine. But it means that when I scrap this train, because that's what exactly is going to happen with this train, I have all the wagons are pre-built, which means when it comes to building my next trains, I'm literally just building the locomotives. Cool. So anyone have that happen, and you have the ability for people to take things out. Cool. All right. So next thing I need to do is boot Daddy Boot. Goodbye, Daddy Boot. All right. Cool. Can you guys do this properly without getting stuck? And you are still full. You're still full of rock because we need to get all the rock out of there, and you're processing rock as fast as you can. All right. Can I have you guys almost finished that quad? Excellent. All right. So next thing I need to do is I need to talk about train station design. And can I get you? Okay. Edit area. Can I have dirt placed? Here. Can I have the sand tower? Edit area. Can I have a point in there and a point in here? And can I move that to there? I do have to admit, this is definitely a feature I didn't know I wanted until we got it. That is just so handy that I can move things out of the way like that. Okay. Can I have some dirt? Can I have some dirt at an angle there so I can have a ramp up here? And can I also have some dirt filled out here and probably here as well? No, hang on, that's outside the dirt tower. Let's go with there and there. Okay, train stations. All right, I want to, let's do it over here. Let's do it over here where I have plenty of space. Okay, train stations. I want to have I need to have a train station to start with. Well, actually, first off, I need to have some train track. Okay, I want to have trains that are going to be a total of 55 tiles in length. So I need to have a train track that is going to be 55 tiles. That's going to be the length of our train stations in the end. So I want to put our train station there. Train station is only 2 tiles long, but I need to allow 3 extra tiles at the front to account for our total of 55 tiles length. Okay, next thing I want to do is I want to have a diesel fuel module. Why? Because I just want to have fuel being picked up for the trains at both their destination, where they're dropping off materials in the base, and also preferably where they're picking up materials as well. I could just have mainline refueling stations. We're going to have some mainline refueling stations, but I also want to have the ability just to know that the train's going to have fuel no matter what. Then I'm going to put in a hydrogen fuel module. Why? Well, because technically I have the space. Also means that if I change the trains from diesel to hydrogen, they have both fuels, in theory, available to them. And it means I don't have to reconfigure anything. I can just pause one station if needs be, or turn the other station, or, well, technically I can remove the station and put in an empty station module instead. All right, next off, I want to have loose modules. We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to have another 4. Yes, I know I could just have 4 modules, and they could just pull through the station. That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly valid solution. But in my case, I just want to have the ability for the whole train to unload at once. Loading, we might choose to have smaller loading stations. I might choose to have full-size loading stations. That's something we're going to always jump in the future, but this is going to be my basic station layout. Okay, so can I take this? I need to have unloading here, and I need to unload a number of things. I'm going to need to unload eventually. I'm going to need to unload copper, also sand, also limestone, also iron, definitely coal, and also bauxite sometime in the future when I decide where the hell we're going to be building bauxite. On top of that, can I do a little bit of cleanup whilst we're here? Can I remove you? Can I put in vehicles, large ramp? Can I put a large ramp here, please? Thank you very much. Can I take my sand? to there, to there, to there, and to there. Can I put a connector in there? Thank you very much. And can I get that built and that unbuilt? All right. So I need to have multiple stations. Okay. If I need to have multiple stations, I need to also unload from multiple stations. So I'm going to, no, I'm not going to put you there. I'm going to put you at height 5. Cool. I'm going to be abusing a number of things when it comes to our unloading stations. The main reason being, well, I'm going to be packing things in like sardines, literally. So I need to really, really make advantage of, well, every single tile I possibly can. So what I want to do is I want to have a balance. The balance is going to be up in the air. That way I can take the materials out nice and high. And in theory, I can put the next station hard up against that balancer. Means I have the very minimum footprint for our unloading. Because let's be honest, I do not have a whole lot of room here. If I had a whole sand mine that had been disappeared by now, I'd have a whole lot more room, but I don't have that room currently. Cool. Can I also... and then on top of that, I want to have the belts. Okay. Oh, actually, I should also mention, your unloading speed is 630 per minute. Actually, that's slightly exaggerated because Can I remove those 2 points for the moment? Put that back there and back there. Your unloading is 600. 600 items per minute. You got to remember a train only holds 120. But you also got to remember that the train needs to pull forward if you want to try and maximize that speed. Which means the trains need to pull forward very, very fast, which means a lot of acceleration to then stop, which means a lot of braking to then have the next wagon unload. So your throughput on a train station is really not a limitation. It's more about the whole train length and things. All right, so I want to have a belt. We're going to be putting a connector in here, and then I'm going to be plugging... No, please don't do that. I'm going to be plugging you into there. Okay, because I'm using a connector. Connectors technically have no sort of throughput limit. Yeah, they're a little bit of a special item. So that means I can, in theory, get, I don't know how much resources out of this particular unloading station, plus I get 200 materials out of this unloading station. And then if I take this idea and I put it on the other side, I can do the same for right here. If I then take this and I also do the same over here, that means I can unload all 4 of them very quickly, very efficiently. The last thing I want to do is I want to have another balancer. We're going to bring you to height 4. And I want to have a 200 belt here. No, I need to have a 200 belt from here to here. You want to go over. Over sort of works for me, but sort of doesn't. Can I have you go to height number 4, please? And you need to stop 3 tiles before and then go up. And then therefore this can go into here. Cool. That ends up being my station. That ends up being my unloading. So I can have, well, 2 belts of 200 each, being a total of 400 out to this balancer. Now I can in the future at some stage increase both these belts to 450 belts, which means in theory I could do 900 if I can, well, actually have 900 resources coming into the train station every minute, which is a whole separate problem. That's why I want to have big trains. All right, so can I have this? All right, this is going to be our first station, well, our first station design. Yes, can I put you as far to the left as possible, please? Cool. Can I have one there? Can I have the next one right below it? And the next one right below that, and then the next one right below that. Okay, that's 4 stations so far. I definitely would like to put in a 5th. I sort of need to fill in the ground beforehand, so hopefully they can get to that. As for my fuel pipes, we should be able to run fuel right over the top, and that should be my unloading. Now, please tell me that's a tree chopping area. That is a tree chopping designation. Okay, and I need to get this part done as well. Can I give you one more tile? Yeah. All right, so I need to have some dirt filled in, but that's going to be our unloading section. All right. Next thing, I need to, work out how the hell we're going to get trains down here. Can I also get you, who is stuck, to be recovered? Clearing crew has no designations. Okay. Clearing crew has cleared this. We've cut this down to height 3, which means we can put all dirt on top of it, which is great. I want you guys to... You're set to height 3, you're set to height 3, you're all set to height 3. And we're cutting out to height 3 here. Okay, can I do... okay, can I cut from height 1 up to height 3? Thank you very much. We'll leave these tiles here at height 3, and then can I go to here? And can I have... No, come back on the screen. Okay, edit area. Can you please help out the iron guys a lot by just doing that piece? Yeah, cool. They're going to get to work, and they're going to help out the iron crew, hopefully find me a whole lot of iron, because this whole area of the mountain has iron in it. So hopefully that'll solve my iron problems. It's probably also not going to solve my rock problems, but hopefully we can get the trucks emptied that fast enough. Are you guys almost done? You are so close to being done. I need you guys done. I need you guys done so I can fill in more rock. Can I get that done? Can I get that done? Can I cancel this so nobody gets a crazy idea of digging what we're dumping? And I'm not confident I can put another tile across there for the moment, but I am pretty confident I can put another tile here. Two tiles should be fine. Can I clear that as well? All right, cool. All right, can you guys get to work on that? All right, animal feed. We still have, oh, actually, we have a lot of animal feed. Do I want my chickens? I don't need more chickens yet. So we won't have more chickens yet. We'll come back to more chickens in the future. All right, so I need to get my train tracks. I need to make train tracks from here down to here. First thing I want to do is remove every damn tree that's in my way. Can I also do some removal of some trees here as well? And you're a random tree who's just sticking up on my way. All right, I need to get my train tracks. Can I get that tree done as well? All right, can I have you come out straight? All right, next thing I want to do is I want to lock myself to the 30 radius. And I also want to raise up the tracks. Yeah, I've asked the tracks to go up to height number 6, and I've said I'd like a turn. The game has said no. I cannot do a turn at all, and also raise the tracks up. If I unlock that, I can then do that with a yellow curve instead, but I don't really want to slow down the train. So we're going to stay at ground level. I'm going to lock myself back to the 30-degree turn and ground level. Cool. Can I go forward a few more tiles? And yep, can we go to there? Great. Please? Thank you. Cool. Can I copy that? Can I put that over the top of this? I want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Great. Cool. Can I come from here? Can I go to there first? And then can I also lock myself at the lower incline? No, I can't. Okay, that box is in the way. Can I remove said box? You are just holding tree saplings. Oh. No, because I might need to get into that location. Okay. Can I have 2 tiles? Can I remove 4 tiles? Okay. Can I remove that? Can I put this over here? All right. Can I have you? Can I have you come up at the lower incline to height number 6? Now, because we're at height number 6, that means I can travel over all sorts of belts and other obstacles because they're all limited to max height of 5 in theory. All right, next off, can I turn off the shift? And I want to turn to here. Okay, that's my turn, except I want to... Well, I want to do that, but I want to come forward because I want to miss this belt. So can I go to here? And then can I do my turn? Can I get another couple of tiles? And can I put you to... Okay, a couple of less tiles. Let's go with that. All right. No. Trying to get the right turn radius can also sometimes be a bit of a pain. Sure. All right. Can I come to there? I want to go hard up against those belts. All right. Then I want to come and I need to get down to, well, this location. This is where we're going to be doing our unloading. And I'm going to shoot for, say, here. And then I'm going to try and get my turn in, which would be this tile here, which looks like it's going to be fine for me. Okay. Can I put you to there? Great. Can I come back to this problem? All right, this one. I want to raise you up as well, and I really like it if you both lined up. So can I pause the game, because we're about to cut some ghosts, and they sometimes complain the train tracks are going to fall over. Can I slide you forward to there? Cool. You still line up? Excellent. Can I plug you into there? Can I have you come up to height number 6 as well? Yep. And I need you to come to this tile. And then I need to have some sort of spacing between the tracks. But realistically, everything we're building right now is temporary. When the iron mine goes away, I'm going to rearrange all this. So I'm going to intentionally bring this nice and close to the other one. And then we're going to come over to here. And let's go with 4 tile gap and then out to there. Cool. That puts the tracks very, very close to one another, which may come back to bite me. And which way is the one? So the one on the right needs to be turned around. Okay. Can I come from here? I want to go from here to here. And then what I'd like to do is I'd like to come down to here, but I'd like to make sure that we're coming down at the lesser slope. Not so much for the down, but definitely for the up. I want to have that lower incline so we can maintain the maximum speed for our trains. But you're at height 14, you're at height 4. So from height 4, I can build a train track to 6 tiles up. Okay, 6 tiles up from height number 4 is 4, 10. Okay, so I need to go from height 14 down to height 10, and we are limited when it comes to our trains to a 12% grade. 12% grade means for every 4 tiles forward, I get to go 1 tile down. Cool. And then I get to go another tile down. And then I get to go another tile down. Is that right? I think that's right. This is 25% grade. 25% grade. Oh no, is it 8? It's 8. I think it's 8. Can I make well, can I make it from here to there? All right, so the first question is, if I start height number 6 and I ask you to come up, yes, I can get up to that angle, but my issue is there happens to be a pipe and a belt in the way. Cool. So what I want to do is I want to have this curve, I want to have this angle, but I need to remove my pipe and my belt. So can I come to here? Can I cut that out? Can I cut? No, you're a straight line, aren't you? Okay, can I come from here without the J locked on? Cut that. Can I come? Train track, copy. Can I come from here without the J to height number 6? Yep. So now I know this and this is straight. Can I remove that part? And then can I just make a small modification to this? Cool. Yep, that'll do me. All right. So I want to come from here up to there. I want to lock the incline. And I want to get to that location. Cool. That is acceptable. All right, can I get the other train track to do the same? And I sort of need to have this done in a little bit of a hurry because I've broken the main iron belt that keeps everything running. Cool. Can I have you come down here? You're still at the raised height. Excellent. Can I put you to there? And then can I grab my belts? No, from here, please. Thank you. To here. Okay, you want to go over, which is not possible. Can you come... Okay, can we go back to trains? Train tracks, modify pillars. Can I move that pillar to there? Can I, no, and that pillar to there. Can I move that pillar, remove that pillar. Fine. Add that pillar, remove that pillar. Add that pillar, remove that pillar, remove that pillar. Great, cool. Can I have you? Okay, I need to, actually, I can go very, very close to these train tracks. So I can go to height 3, and then I can't get back up to that incline, but if I move you and you back a little bit, I should be able to reconnect this without too much problem. So can I go from here to there? Great. Can I chop that? Can I do this way? Because that way it'll raise automatically. And can I get my pipe? My pipe is at height number 2. And then if I just plug you into there, you're going to raise automatically. And if I plug you into there, you're going to raise automatically. Okay. That's going to be our plan. All right, small dip. I can deal with a small dip. That's easy enough. So I get my train tracks through. All right, can I have... I can rearrange the pillars afterwards. Can we get you built? And can I get you built? I know one of them is going the wrong direction. That doesn't matter. But I'm happy with the train tracks through here. Okay, can I continue? Nice to high, nice to tall, through to here. When I get to here, I want to have this curve, but... Actually, no, I can have this curve. I can have this curve by just stepping you back. No. Straight. It's important we're straight. And can I get to here? Is that going to be the right tile? Yes, that'll be the right tile. Okay. Can I come from here? No, we're going to stay high till we get to about here. All right. My return track. My return track, I don't know where it needs to go. I do know it needs to go to at least this location. The return we're going to have to worry about in just a minute. At the moment, I need to get my trains into this location. All right. First thing I want to do is, realistically, first thing I'd like to do is I'd like to put in another one of these. Can I put another one of these yet? Or mostly? Not completely, but mostly. I can settle with mostly. All right. Train tracks. Okay. One thing that's going to be very, very important is having the iron miners. Iron miners. Can I have you go up? 3 tiles, and can you dig out that? I don't need that because there shouldn't be any iron there. The iron is only in the 8 tiles around a marker. Although I can only see it's slid slightly this way. So can I get that done? All right. So you guys can now do that. Can I remove this? Can I put rock from here to here? Hopefully that doesn't interfere. And oh crap. You guys are going to cause an avalanche. So I need to add one more tile here. Thank you. And thank you. All right. We'll worry about that dirt later. Because at the moment, this is the priority when it comes to dirt. All right. One thing I want to do. Yeah, I can see we're out of iron ore. Really? I sort of expected these guys would keep up. But obviously not. If only I could burn animal feed for iron ore. All right. One thing I do want to do is I want to make sure that I have a way to have trains stacked, ready to go, ready to unload into these different unloaders. Okay, that's going to be very, very important. Now, I'm going to use blueprints. I covered why I used blueprints previously, and I want to have train tracks. I want to have station stackers. What I want to do is I want to have a stacker. Let's go back over to our mock station, and can I have a 7-lane inline stacker? So this is designed to hold a 60-long train, and it's designed to have multiple locations where the trains can sit before they actually need to unload. So this is designed to have, well, from a straight feed in, have well, the main line plus 3 on either side. So a total of 7 spots where trains can sit, potentially fully loaded with resources, waiting to unload. The idea is I can hold, well, potentially 1 train here plus another 8 here, which is you plus you worth of resources, waiting to go, waiting to unload. Okay, it just gives me a spot where I can park the trains and have them sit waiting to unload. But this is designed to well, sit above and below. As I have my main line here, I don't have room above and below it. So I need to have a slightly different version. This is not going to be a 7-lane. It's going to be a 6-lane, one-sided stacker, this one. And I'm going to be able to put this here. Because it's only 6 lanes, it basically holds 1 bucket. 1 bucket a little bit worth of resources. Turns out it was slightly too long for where I placed the blueprint. Whatever. Can I cut you? Cool. Yes, and again, this is designed around a 60-tile long train. I've sort of decided this is sort of the length of trains I want to have generally in my playthroughs. This is why I've designed it to be, you know, roughly this length. In saying that, I have made sure I have the blueprints available with a start piece. And then if you happen to have a train that happens to be 120 tiles long, voila. Cool. You can then take your 120 tile track and can I put you the right direction? Drop you right there. And then can I get the end piece? Yep. And dump the end piece on, and then, well, just copy 120-ish tracks and paste in all the gaps. Yep. Because you've decided you want longer trains than I built. So please put that back. Thank you. And remove those 2. All right. So yes, I've designed my blueprints to be a minimum length, and also make sure that, you know, if you want to cut and paste them, then you can cut and paste them to make sure that they are whatever length you decide. In my case, I want to have this. Now, normally this has a train station at the front. This is so I can tell all the iron trains that need to come to the iron unload station to go to the iron stacker first, so they have somewhere to sit. Now, in my case, because I don't have nearly enough space, we're going to have just the stacker. We're not going to have a station at the front, which means I need to throw you here, I hope. I really hope. Really hope my phone doesn't make any more noises. And can I drop you down to the ground level? You can come down faster if you need to. Not that I really need to. I don't think what I do need to do, I need to remove some pillars. So, can you go away, please? Can you, oh, they're doubled. Can you go away too? Can you go away? The pipe fell over. Okay. Try that again. Cool. This time, can you not fall over? Oh, and then I need to remove that side so I can put a connector here and a connector. Yeah, the other one fell over. Great. Cool. Can you go into there? There. Yep, I don't even know why you're falling over. Devs probably don't know why you're falling over either. Cool. Can I remove that as well? But they're probably also going to blame it on me because, you know, they've said that they're going to add a way for you to remove the pillars in the future, but it's not here right now, so I'm making do with what I can make do with. All right. Can I... Oh, really? You can't get down to ground level because of that pile of crap? No, I refuse. I refuse. Okay. If in doubt, get yourself a stamp. Actually, you might even work. Can I put you there? Oh. Can I put you there? Remember how I said earlier that ghosts are physical items, so we'll physically level out the ground? Level. What do I have? I have this. This is some more. Can I put that there? Can I put that there? Can I put that there? Can I put that under there? Can I put that under there? Can I put that under there? Actually, I could just use a whole so cool. Can I move you to there? Actually, it's now flat. Cool. Alright, so we're flattening out the ground now. Can I remove those designations because they're annoying to look through? And cannot find valid path my ass. Okay, can we go back to this point? Can I chop this? Okay, can I remove that? Can I have you come down to ground level? Cool. Straight down to ground level. Happy? Excellent. Great. All right. And then you run into pillars that I was in the middle of removing. Okay, can you go live there? All right. Can I remove this pillar and that pillar? Great. Can I cut those away? Great. And then I can bring the train track further forward. And then we have one more pillar, and that one I actually can't remove because it's on an angle. Bugger! Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to block the pillar going in. Can I remove that part? And can I put the train track there first? And then the pillars will have to go around. Right? Find valid pillar placement. I know you can't find a valid pillar placement. You need to have a pillar at that end. Yeah, I need to have the belt supported at both ends, only when placing. So now you've supported both ends. You're now happy, and I'm happy. And oh, you actually have another belt connecting right there that I didn't even realize. That's very full. I should add. How much slag do you make? 30. And that's a 60 belt. But then they're dropping slag in there. Okay, can I have you be upgraded? Cool. Alright. These little things you find out. Alright, can I remove this? Okay. And can I bring this through to here? Alright, so you guys seem to have dumped dirt in this location and you're all done. You've put in this ramp for me. Excellent. Can I have you do another couple of tiles here? Can I do a couple of... Yeah, sand's been moved right the way, all the way. Okay, can I put a couple of tiles in here? And then can I put a ramp here? And can I also put a ramp here? All right, so I need to grab my stacker. We're going to get a 6-lane one-sided stacker. Thank you. Can I put this as far to the right as possible so I have the maximum amount of space, which is going to be there. I do not need the station at the front, but what I do need to do is I need you to exist. Okay, what I need to do is after I have my stacker, I want to have this stacker join into all these different stations. So I'm going to unlock my turn radius and we'll go with you first because you should be easy. We'll go with, can I get train tracks please? Train tracks, that direction. Can you go to left? Can you go to left? Can you go left? Left, I said. Left and left. Okay. All right, can I go from here to here? Okay, can I remove that one piece of track? Because I know that, can I lock you? Thank you. Yep, I want to have a half green turn, half green turn. Thank you. Then can I have the other half of the green turn? Yep, I want to put that divider in there because technically, green turns and also, is it red? I think red turns as well. Have that's a 45-degree turn radius. Yeah, so they also have a 12.5-degree turn. Whatever. I want to put a cut in there. So that way I can pull off there and I can pull off. Actually, you can merge into this bit of straight. Cool. All right, so that's those tracks in. I also need to get a track down here. You can plug in somewhere as well. Realistically, as far back as possible. And then now I've done all that. Can I try and get you with a green as well? Sure, that's technically valid. All right, so this means all my trains can bunch up and sit in the stacker. Actually, I have more tiles. Okay, I have more tiles. Can I change my mind? I like changing my mind. Great. Can I remove all that? Can I have you come from here to here? You can't go any tighter. So how many more tiles do I have? Like 2? 4? Not many. Okay, but if I change you, can I press T to lock the angle? Press F to remove that, and I cut you back to a yellow. No. Close. There. Okay. If I make you yellow instead. Alright. Can I have a bit of starting track, just so we have a start location? Can I get you plugged in? Yes. Can I get you plugged in? Yes. Can I get you plugged in? Of course. And can I get you plugged in as well? Okay, I can. Alright, so then we're going to remove all of this. Okay, I need to have train stations that are 55 tiles long. Okay, that's my yardstick. Alright, can I take my yardstick? Can I have this? Again, why I make blueprints? So, actually, can I just copy that? Oh, can I just attach that to... yeah? Yeah, that's valid. That's not valid. That's very not valid. Okay. Very, very not valid. Alright, can I grab end? Can I put the end here? Can I put the end there? Cool. No, that's wrong. I was close. Alright, can I get the end? Can I put the end in here? I just want to extend out this straight bit of track. And I know the train system doesn't like playing nice with me lots of times. Okay, can I do that? It's off by tile again. Okay, can I remove that? Can I remove that? Can I remove that? Alright, maybe we just go with this. Yeah, can I just extend this out? Great. Alright, we'll work out the other details later. Alright, can I get the start? Can I put the start without the station? Here. Alright, so if this is my start, and can I extend my start out a little bit? Thank you. Remove that. And remove that piece. And I think they're all lined up. No, actually, they're not lined up at all. Okay, can I remove that again? Alright, can I get my start without that, with this, line this thing up. Thank you. Alright, can I have train tracks? Can I have train tracks come out like this? Great. Alright, I have 55 tiles. That's my maximum amount. Alright, can I plug that in there? Can I copy this? Can I just fill in some gaps? There, 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 and there. Alright, can I cut my 55? And if I can put a 55 here and stay here, and then I can get this plugged back into this. Yes. I get this plugged back into... Okay, I can't do it from that tile. Can I do it from that tile? No. Oh, can I change... Okay, I can get into there. Alright, but I lost one tile. So I need to take this one tile and put it on this end. Can I have one tile there? And then can I get onto this? I can. That's perfect. Alright. So I give myself a couple extra lanes. Just 2. Can I remove that piece and can I remove that piece? All right, so this gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 lanes where I can park trains. I also have some room, well, five stations here, and I can probably even squeeze in a 6th now. Can I just grab this? Can I put this here? And can I get this to come back to this joining point, which is that one, I believe. Really do recommend you don't have a curve meeting another curve. I really recommend you have at least one straight track in the middle, just so you can actually see what the hell you're doing. Where the hell are you trying to go? Why the hell can't you get to there? Oh, because I didn't move these. And turns out they are actually blocking you getting through. Okay, can I move this? Can I shove this here? That seems like a perfectly valid place for it. Actually, it seems more valid if I put it this way. Cool. Can I get that built? Can I get that unbuilt? Can I have you... Come on, I need you built. You, and you, and you, and you, and you. Cool. Did you get some saplings? You didn't get saplings, but it's fine. All right. So, harvester guy can get out, and this gives me my in. Okay, can I get the in track? Can I get that part built? And can I get all of that part built? Can I get that part built? I do not want to build this yet because it's going to require people, and I can live without the people factor for just a minute. All right, you. Can I get dirt shoved? Height number 4 through to here. And height number 3. Okay, no, I need to have the green crew. Can I have you guys come back? Can you rip? Actually, you know what? I have plenty of dirt. Can I have you come out 1 extra tile and then aim down from there, and then you can give me that nice flat that we love, we enjoy, of dirt toppings, and that way I get to cover up all the past sins of past Jedi who dumped who knows what, who knows where. All right. There's a lot of diggy boys and not a lot of trucks. How many trucks do you have? Oh, because they're going to drive so far. You just absolutely maxed out with the amount of rock you can sort and the amount of requests coming in. Okay, plan B. Can I... You are still assigned to the... No, you're not assigned to. Okay, can I get you assigned to this all sorter again? This all sorter had room for rock, and rock. Can I change... the last two? E. Can I change... can I add iron? Can I change E to iron? And yeah, you're now doing iron. I can change F to iron as well. And can I have you be iron ore? And quick remove. Can you be iron ore as well? Trucks can remove, and trucks can't do anything. Okay, can I unpause that? All right, and you're assigned here, and that means all the trucks instantly take off. Great. You're a priority 10, and you are a priority less than 7. Okay, hopefully that means they choose this one first, they choose the other one if they have to, and that should solve that problem. All right, so back to you. All right, I have my tracks, I have my ins, but I also need to have some outs. I have no idea why you're stuck. You can get... I have no idea where you're trying to go either. Pause. You're just undecided. Cool. All right, I need to get my outs. Okay, outs is going to be a bit of a problem because I have sand in the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to ignore some of the lower stations. Can't really ignore them. Okay, can I have you have a maximum... Okay, can I have you be height number 1 so we stay on the flat? And I actually know this might work. It might work. Can I go to here? Can I go to... I want to go flat at this point so we stay on... the new level. Can I go to there? That works for me. And we go out, out, out. And then... oh no, we just have trucks that are bored. Oh wow. Okay. Can I come through to here? Can I go through here? No, those tracks overlap. Yeah, they overlap. I don't want them to overlap. That was it. That was it. Thank you. Okay, come on, when we get to here, there's another pipe in the way. Of course there is. Okay, can I get you moved? Thank you. And thank you, truck. And can we come back up to our height 6? And then I want to go to here, plus 2 tiles. That gets me that curve, does it? Pump control. No, you're not going to play ball. Okay, can I change you? There we go. Okay, press T to lock the angle. You go to there, and then you can go to there. Cool. That's fine. You're meant to be, you know, confused, and that should be fine. All right, so that's our first station. If I get my first station plugged in like that, I should be able to get my second station plugged. Can I unlock that? Come on. Second station plugged in. Third station plugged in. Fourth station plugged in. Yeah, these are all very tight corners, but the trains are starting from a standstill. So the fact that they're tight quarters, that means we can't get any acceleration. Really doesn't, or any top speed. Really doesn't matter because they're starting from a speed of 0. All right, in theory that works. As long as they don't undermine the station, we should be fine. You are going to be completely stuck and you don't know it. And that should be a complete track. Can I get direction change? Can I get that going that way, please? That way, please. Cool. You should connect into there, which also needs to be flipped. And that should be our back out station. And we should be able to unpause that. Okay. Truck stuck. Cool. Recover. Truck stuck. Cool. Recover. Truck stuck. No, you're unstuck. You're unstuck. We have a low supply of veggies? Really? Damn. Okay, can I find a farm? Can we just throw another veggie patch in there? This is how we start fine-tuning how many different types of food we're growing. But we just add into the 4th slot, or the 3rd slot, or all the slots. Can I get you recovered as well? People can't get through here. So can I have a pillar there? Well, a pillar there and there gone away. Cool. And I added one. Can you navigate to here? No. Why? Oh! This is the height 3. And you're too big to drive underneath that. So you guys actually haven't been able to get through here for a long time. Okay, can we remove that pipe? Can you go from here, up the top, to height 4, and then to here, and then back down, and then before I build you, if I do that, oh, bugger. Well, it was worth a shot. Can I do that, and can I do that? Cool. Alright, can I get that removed, and that removed, and can I get you built, and how do you feel about things now? Can you drive through here? You can drive through here. Great. So you can get in and out, and hopefully that solves that problem. We filled in some dirt in this area, and I can now also get these stations built. Cool. All right. So we've got some stations, which I haven't built yet. We've got some tracks, which I have built mostly. Do we have trains? No. Do we have a way to load the trains? No. What we're going to be doing in the next episode, we're going to be building some loading stations. Hopefully the loading stations are going to go way easier than the unloading stations did, because hopefully, as we're going to be loading iron, is going to be probably our first goal. This iron, this limestone, this iron, this copper, this limestone, and this sand, because although we have sand here, it's a matter of time before we finish mining through all the clear sand. We have to deal with the unclean sand. Yep, so I sort of need to plan for all 4 of those. So that's going to be the next episode. We're going to be able to hopefully get this iron out fairly quickly. And then finally, we get some chews on some tracks. But with all that said and done, I'm going to be calling this video here. We have a stacker. We have some unloading. Obviously, we need to decide which unloading is going to go where. I need to get fuel plugged into these, which shouldn't be too hard with fuel right here. And technically, as I don't need some of this area, maybe I can even increase my stacker width out this way as well. I don't know, but that's all going to have to wait for the next episode, because I'm thoroughly out of time. I'm also out of tracks. No, we have tracks. We have gravel? No, we just have lazy trains. Lazy trucks. Lazy trucks. All right, that's it. I'm going to call it. As always, thank you so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the next video with hopefully no more blow supply veggies. All right, that's it. I'm out. See you next one. Bye.